Hello everyone. I want to make a video tonight, about fear. Fear in all its forms. And how God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power and a sound mind, it's written. So what is fear? It's the opposite of faith. The complete opposite. Whenever the disciples saw Jesus walking on the sea, they thought it was a spirit and they were afraid. And whenever there was a storm, he calmed the seas. But before that, he said, "Oh, you of little faith, how long must I suffer you, this generation?" Or something along those lines. And then he said, why did you fear? Why didn't you have faith? So he made an opposition against fear and faith. So he said, why do you fear? Why didn't you have faith? Then he calmed the sea. So fear is the opposite of faith. He said, with a grain of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain to move and it will. If you believe and you don't doubt. We must believe and have no doubt. It's written in the book of James, if you ask for wisdom and knowledge, you must not doubt. That's part of everything, not doubting, but believing, having real faith, really believing it. Being convinced and knowing it's true. And by that, naturally, it'll reflect. Just as whenever you're sad or something, it reflects in your face, it'll reflect in your life through you. So, whenever you're sad, you cry, your face is downcast, you can control it and hide it, but people can always see something's wrong with you. It shows through you. It's how our faith does through our works, as James said. I'm trying to work on the way I speak and like my tone of voice, putting more bass in it, and speaking more direct and clearly. I'm working on it, and I'll get there. But suffer me now, and I just hope you hear the message. I'm not the best speaker ever. I've been told I have a way with words, but when it comes to speaking, I may not be the best speaker, but I'm working on it. So, anyways, fear is the opposite of faith. Fear is when you have inside of you, it's within reason. It's not chemical or something in your brain. It's within your reasoning. It's within your conscious. It's like a spirit. He said, I didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind. A sound mind is when you don't have chaos in your mind giving you threatening thoughts like, I'm gonna die, or there's soon destruction coming, or fear is a point of weakness where you're like curling up into a ball, where you're drawing back, where you're retreating. It's where your soul is shrunk. It's like a form of encroachment, which means to break down or something like that. Entropy, which means to break down, or chaos, which means for something to break down, to dissolve. And that's what happens inside of you. That's what happens to your spirit. So there's like holes of fear in you, in your soul, in your heart here, your mind here somewhere. Who knows? All of your soul. Your soul you can't see, okay? The inner man you can't see. This body, this vehicle, just carries it. But the amygdala is the part of your brain which processes fear. And it has a response from hormones like adrenaline, they say fight or flight, and there's a hormone response, your blood pressure goes up and all these things, so you can either run away from it or fight against it or whatever you're going to do. But fear is responded to by getting you ready for a threat. And no one's afraid for nothing. It's within your reasoning. If you damage the amygdala, they say someone won't fear, but that's not true. They still will fear. They'll feel it, but not in their body. The adrenaline won't be released, so they won't get an anxious feeling like adrenaline gives you. I had someone in a wheelchair tell me one time he was given a shot of adrenaline, and it made him so wound up and crazy feeling. He felt like he wanted to just eat his arm off, like he didn't know what to even do with himself. That's how fear is. You're just like in a panicky, have so much energy you don't know where to direct it. It's this crazy feeling. But anyways, yeah, fear, it's the opposite of faith. People take advantage of you by your fear because they know they can control you with it. That's how an oppression works. You're oppressed. Oppressed. So pressure by fear, by pushing on you and controlling you. So don't let fear control your mind. You weren't given a spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind. Think clearly, not in all shooken up thinking and fear and balling up and your heart pounding because you don't know what to do, feel like it's all coming to an end or something. No, he didn't give us a spirit of fear. The sons of the Almighty won't fear the things coming up on the earth. We won't fear what's coming, but we look up because our redemption draws nigh, and we rejoice. So I want to tell you this. I want y'all to be blessed and not fear. Close those holes of fear up.